Guys, Lawton here, Verified Investing, back with another Pro Chart video. And today we're going to talk a little bit about commodities. In today's video, we're going to cover gold, silver, palladium, future, and oil futures, and uranium. All right. With that being said, let's hop right into it, shall we? Let me go ahead and share my screen and let's hop right into it. So on gold, guys, and this is a chart that I've had for quite a while. If you go back to my last time covering the commodities, you'll see something very similar. That gold is continuing to play in this nice head and shoulders pattern. Of course, this pattern hasn't broken yet and has not, hit that major move or anything like that, but it is still trading in a nice potential head and shoulders pattern. And we have a couple patterns, like conflicting patterns actually, because since we've last talked, there has been another pattern that has come up. So first off, let's talk about the previous pattern. Head and shoulders pattern. You see it, I see it, we all see it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, okay? Head and shoulders pattern, take that measured move from the top of it to the bottom, and wherever it breaks, it would be approximately a 36% move down should this head and shoulders pattern break on gold. Now, does that mean that gold is going to fall 36% in one direction very soon? No, not necessarily, but it is, playing in this pattern, and it doesn't have to break eventually, like right now, right? It could continue to do this for a couple of weeks or months and then finally break, right? It could do something like that. But the reason why I said we're getting some mixed patterns is because while we've put in that really nice pattern there, we're also putting in kind of an inverse, almost inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? However you want to draw this pattern. And to do this properly, it doesn't work perfectly, only because the left shoulder doesn't fully connect. But if you take it through there, you could see something like this, right? An inverse head and shoulders pattern that looks like boom, 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 right? With the right shoulder unformed. What this also gives us, though, even more than this inverse head and shoulders pattern, is this beautiful wedge on gold, right? First off, let's find this measured move here on gold for the inverse head and shoulders pattern. Depending on where it breaks, you're looking at a move up of around 24% potentially, back near its all-time highs back in January of this year. So you see the two different cases here. Bullish case here, bearish case here. That's generally the type of patterns we see on wedge patterns, right? So keep this in mind, guys, as you're watching the price of gold move and fluctuate, that it's trading in a wedge. And should we get a break one way or another, you could see an explosive move around there. Next stock, or commodity rather, I'd like to speak about is silver. And the last time that we spoke on silver, we were trading around this nice downsloping trend line, which we ultimately broke to the upside and came back down. And actually what we're establishing is a bearish pattern, right? A bearish pattern here on silver, and that you're having almost a bear flag here. Pretty much a down move, sideways consolidation, just bearish. But on top of that, what type of pattern is this? It is an additional head and shoulders pattern, which, let me draw it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? An additional head and shoulders pattern. And let's go ahead and find, let's go ahead and find this measured move here. I still am unable to utilize a computer, it seems. Nice head and shoulders pattern there. And this measured move would be a move down 25%, guys. 25% down to about 53, 54 dollars per ounce on gold should that pattern ultimately come to fruition. Mm. Additionally, we're looking at this nice upsloping trend line. If we can get a break of this upsloping trend line, let me go ahead and delete these. This nice upsloping trend line, you could get a break, retrace, and then look for a move lower. You're going to find support here at that 61. All this previous consolidation around this 54. $54 level. So these are your couple levels of support should silver continue lower. Next one we're going to talk about is palladium, which, almost looks like, hey, head and shoulders. But is it a true head and shoulders? And the answer, unfortunately, is no, right? Just because this is a downsloping neckline. Now, if you kind of want to cheat a little and say, well, I'm not going to use the wicks, I'm going to use the candles, then you could say, okay, yeah, this is a valid head and shoulders pattern. I'm not going to use the wicks. Then you could say, okay, this is about head and shoulders with that measured move down decently. See that measured move. That would be a move down to about 50, down 56%, closer to that $600 level per ounce. But even if we're not, not using that head and shoulders pattern, we still have this nice separate and different head and shoulders pattern, right? And that's what's so important, guys. Even if though this head and shoulders pattern didn't work, this one does. And I'll just draw it for you really quickly. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now, it's breaking now. Did attempt to retrace. We want to see it confirm below and then hopefully get a move down. This measured move is going to be a little more intense than the last. This would be a move even lower, close to that $500 level instead of that $600 level. But the clear line in the sand, there's so much consolidation between $1,000 and $900. So anywhere in this range between $900 and $1,000, you should see some support. So watch it come down and potentially see support under $1,000, but above $900. All right. That's my level on palladium, but that's only if this pattern can continue. You want to see confirmation on that palladium chart. For the oil futures, we're still trading in this, kind of pseudo parallel channel. Right? The reason why I say pseudo is because we don't have any more data here for the upper end, right? I just have that one data point. If I lower this a little bit, we could use this, right? And just be like these wicks pushed above it, but will still remain below. So if you want to use this level instead, you could do that. But regardless, it's playing in this downsloping parallel channel, which is actually bullish on oil. We saw, oil spike at the beginning of the war and then come back down, and we saw it rock markets and the markets, the oil markets in particular, have kind of subsided, right? Regardless of the fact that the war is not over, that regardless of the fact that, hey, we're looking at potentially a longer war up until Labor Day, right? The president did say this week, I think he said it yesterday actually, that we might have the straight close until Labor Day, right? But the price of oil continues to kind of sit here and doesn't pay any mind. And in fact, I would argue that even though you're trading in this potentially bullish downsloping parallel channel, you're running into a bearish upsloping trend line as well, guys. Almost creating, or actually just creating, a wedge instead. I like this pattern a lot more for the chart of oil, that you're trading in this wedge. Now, what do we know about wedges is that as you continue to trade in this wedge, you get smaller, 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 smaller. Your move up or move down will be much more explosive, right? So what I'm doing as a professional trader here, I'm looking at this, watching it, and if we get a break up and a retrace, I'm looking to potentially go long. And if we fall and break this bottom of this parallel or wedge pattern, then I'm actually looking for a fall lower. Final chart I want to talk about is uranium, and uranium is not too dissimilar from oil, also putting in kind of a pseudo wedge, right? However you want to draw your trend lines, right? It's kind of trading in a pseudo wedge here. There are wedges everywhere, but same type of story. I'm watching this upper trend line that's downsloping and this lower trend line, which is upsloping, and this is downsloping. If it breaks down, I think a short would be good. I think it favors a pullback more than a push higher. And for me, support around 45, 45.50 or around 4,000 should be good levels of support for uranium should it continue lower. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch this. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll see you next time on the Pro Charts. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.